Hi again. So we're continuing with algebra, addition equations, but this time we'll try a couple more examples, one with real numbers and then one with fractions. Okay, so the one with real numbers is quite similar to what we did with integers. I have positive and negative numbers with decimals and so forth, right? And we're looking to get p alone. So if I were you, I would always at least put in some kind of a line there at the equal sign just to visually separate the two sides of the equation. It can be confusing about which item you're trying to move where in the equation. So separating the two sides can be really helpful. It's an important piece of geography. So we're looking to find p, and the only guy bothering p is this negative 6.27, right? We want to get rid of that guy. So how do you get rid of a negative 6.27? Well, you have to add, right? And if you're going to add 6.27 to this side of the equation, you also have to add 6.27 to that side of the equation. You're adding 6.27 to both sides of the equation. Cancel where you can, and then I like to rewrite every time. From the left, all I have here is p. The plus isn't important, so p. The equal signs remains, and you got 1.73 plus 6.27. And if I engineered that correctly, 0.73 and 0.27 add up to one whole number. So that's 1, 2 plus 6 gives us 8, right? So that question there would turn out to be 8. So just to show you that you don't have to only have whole numbers, you can also work with decimal numbers. Here we have our old nemesis, fractions. So if you didn't like fractions before, you won't like them now. I recommend that you kind of put off working on fractions questions until the end, and then work on all of the fraction questions together so that you can focus on that part of the question, dealing with fractions. I'm looking to solve for b, right? So I want to get b by itself. Who has to go? That plus 1/3 has to go, right? To get rid of a positive 1/3, we're going to subtract 1/3. If I subtract 1/3 from that side, I also must subtract 1/3 from this side. I like to then cancel what I can and then rewrite. So when I rewrite, I have 3/4 minus 1/3 equals b. Now I have two fractions with unlike denominators. That's probably our favorite question in math, right? So we can deal with that, but we do have to do a bit of work, right? So because we have unlike denominators there, we have to find the common denominator, right? The lowest common denominator. So the lowest common denominator, the LCD, right, the lowest common denominator between 3 and 4. So I showed you several methods for doing this, but one was just to find the least common multiple for those two numbers. So, 3 times 1 is 3, 6, 9, 12. 4 times 1 is 4, 8, 12, right? So there you go. That's the least common multiple, and that makes it the lowest common denominator. Okay? So I need to be expressing both of these guys over 12 minus something over 12. That gave us b. And then we're wondering, right? 4 times what number is equal to 12? Well, 4 times 3 is 12. If I'm multiplying the bottom by 3, I also need to multiply the top by 3 as well. So 3 times 3 is 9. 9/12 was the same as 3/4. 3 times what number is 12? Well, 3 times 4 is 12, right? If I'm multiplying the bottom by 4, I should also multiply the top by 4 as well. So 1 times 4 is 4. Okay? And then lastly, just need to do that calculation of subtracting the 2. 9/12 minus 4/12 gives us 5/12. And that would be our answer there. Okay, so those are the types of questions you'll have. In addition, sometimes the variable will be on the right side, sometimes on the left side. Sometimes you'll have to add something to both sides, sometimes subtract something to both sides. So be careful. Try to follow exactly these steps. I think that'll help to get you through those problems. And you'll be fine. Okay? Until next time, take care. Be well. Bye for now.